Hello, good evening. I think I'm going to call this video something about, a simple solution for the global warming threat. The issue that's people are thinking it's going to harm the whole planet. Now, got this plugged in here, and this is a 40-watt light bulb. And I've got those are 330 microfarad capacitors, and those two are in parallel, and these two are in parallel. And those diodes, I disconnected them. And it's originally from this diagram I was working with here. And I took the diodes out. But I'll be doing more experiments with all this stuff. And now it's hard to see on this camera. It shows the voltage is 121.9 volts. And okay, the amps shows 0.32 amps, and on the watts, a little less than 40 watts. Oh, really close though. 39.8 or 7. So that's just caused by a little voltage is lost, or watts I should say is lost. Yeah, volts too, maybe, from the capacitors. Now let's just see here. Okay, here it is here. Yeah, for 40 watts, the source is 120.5 volts. Yeah, I think it was 121.95. And yeah, 0.32 amps. Okay. Well, I worked with 60 watts too. But anyways, it's not saving much current or losing much. But what I'm trying to say here is this will stop some global warming issue if you had this connected to every device. It plugs into the wall. Because these capacitors here, you disconnect these diodes, and they block. If this is the hot wire here, they block the electricity. It can't go through the capacitor. There's a gap in there. Okay, and down here be positive, and the positive can't. Just holes they can't go through. So what happens is the load and any wiring in between, there's copper electrons, and it's using those. Okay, and when it's negative here, then the bottom plate is positive because the electrons are attracted to the holes, and then the electrons all in here go down to this plate because it's attracted to the positive holes here. Okay, so electrons along here are not being used by the load. Okay, now if you have a larger device, you might not have enough electrons to run it, so you have to add more wiring or something where you can gather more electrons. For example, you just have to, take a wire and attach it there. There's electrons in that wire will be attracted down there. Excuse me. So what I'm saying is, these electrons go back to the source. But if you go back to the source through the white wire, then it's connected to the ground in your panel, which is connected to probably a rod that goes into the earth. Because it's gathering electrons from the earth. And very little current is coming along the transmission lines. It's mostly just for voltage and the switching ability it has. Okay? So we hook these up. It's like, it can be like free electricity, I think. And less electricity is actually coming from the power stations, but it still records the same at the watt meter or the power meter attached to your house. So we have to figure out how to do this. Here's some more diagrams. I go here. You can probably just do it with one, but it's better to add two, or more in parallel. I got these diagrams I'm working with, and one there. I have to do a lot of more testing. And these, So, now this is like my AC voltage divider, but the diodes are going the opposite direction. So it doesn't divide any voltage. So what I'm going to do is try charging up capacitors. I did it already, but it's still not working quite right because I need switches, a couple switches involved. Charge the capacitors up and then insert them in the circuit. And, enough to run the device I want to run. And, a 1 to 10 microfarad capacitor, they use those in the microwave capacitors. And, they store a lot of current or electrons because 1 microfarad means the distance of the plates is much closer together. And that's why it can store more, because it has to be larger. You can store more than, say, 100 microfarad capacitor. Now these are 2 or 330 each. So in parallel it'd be about 165. So I can add more. And the more you add, the more it's able to store. So I have to somehow prove that this is a solution before we can do something about it. So I had some more things to talk about, but I can't remember anything right now. Okay, I will just turn this off. Now the voltage says, really difficult. Oh, it says 0. That's a load. No, wait. No, 121.3. Yeah, it's a little more. Okay. Okay, that's enough for now, I guess. Thanks so much for watching.